So, first of all, I just want to have a little chat what you thought about the new syllabus. Has anyone had a look at it yet? So, Rishabh, what have you seen from the new syllabus? What have you liked or disliked or?
I really like this skill and arpeggios thing because it's just this give me very I'm very happy for this thing only, and the variety of pieces are also like more like I think it's fine.
Yeah, the scales. I mean, what do you like particularly? What's the scales that you like that's changed?
I mean, like if I'm doing this year, I was preparing for my grade 6. I have to play all the major, minor, and all the melodic and harmonic minor. Now I have just specific syllabus that I need to prepare only this major piece and this minor piece and this arpeggio. So I think that is a very good like I like that thing that I don't need to work really hard for these scales and arpeggio things.
Okay, so instead of 12 keys, you now have 4 keys.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you have you noticed you have to do them staccato as well in grade 6?
Mm-hmm.
All right, now in the past, I think in grade 6 it was a single hand.
Yeah.
You had to do one hand, maybe a B flat major, staccato, and then there was another scale. So, but now all the scales that you know, major and minor, have to be legato or staccato. And the dominant sevenths, there's a new one as well. You didn't have dominant sevenths in the old grade 6. And the contrary motions, you only had to do 4 keys.
Okay.
But now you have to do 4 majors and 4 minors. So basically you're doing more contrary motions. But even all of that considered, you think the list is better?
Yeah, I think it is better.
So the number of keys has been reduced, but what you have to do with those keys is a greater amount. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is there Russian scales?
No, there are no Russian scales. We thought there were going to be. It was in the consultation that they made, and it was suggested as a possibility. This is something new. Chromatic scales are 6th apart. You never had that before. Yeah, in 6ths.
Yeah, as I say, I'm very happy about less scales. And right. I don't find the staccato particularly challenging.
So in the grade 7, for example, I think you had to do 6 keys, major, minor, melodic and harmonic. Now you've only got the 4. So it seems to be a pattern. In the grade 6, in grade 7, grade 8, you only get the 4 keys for each grade. But there's one other thing. Now, this resolving on the tonic. Does everyone understand? If you're doing dominant sevenths and you've done them before, there's a new way of doing dominant sevenths. So in the key of C, a dominant seventh would normally be, yeah, and then coming down and finishing on the dominant. But now they've changed the pattern to do dominant sevenths, resolving on the tonic. So in the key of C, you need to finish on a C. All right? To the last but one note and go back up to a C. Can you hear that? It resolves onto the tonic. So that's a resolving on the tonic. Now, not just the scales. What else about this new syllabus have you noticed? I'll tell you one thing I've noticed. The grade 8 book from this syllabus was 71 pages long. All right. And the grade 8 book from the new syllabus is only 40 pages long. Now, I haven't actually gone into detail and compared the prices. Do you remember in grade 8? Now, Dylan, you know this. In grade 8, in the C list, you had 6 choices in the book, didn't you? Yeah?
Yeah, in the C.
In the C list. Now, like all the other grades in the new syllabus, there are only 3 choices. C1, 2, and 3. Okay, so they've reduced the number of choices in the main book for the C list. Of course, you can go and buy all their other books so they can make more money again, but apart from that, there's less choice. So that's one reason the book is 30 pages shorter. But now, how long in pages were your pieces in the grade 8? Especially, well, it doesn't really matter which ones.
Well, they were like averagely like 6 pages.
6, sometimes 8. I think the Beethoven was 8 pages, wasn't it? It's a really long piece. Okay, now in the B list, it seems the pieces are shorter. There's a B list piece, only 3 pages here. B2, again, 3 pages. B3, 4 pages. You notice that? 3 or 4 pages now for the grade 8 pieces. They're getting shorter. Not so much in the A list this time round, but in the other 2 lists. C1, again, 4 pages. C2, Jingo, let's have a little look. 4 pages again. And then the last one, C3, only 3 pages. So 3 or 4 pages, most grade 8 pieces, whereas they used to be like 6 or 8 pages long, didn't they, in the past? I remember they were advertising that there were going to be some duet options for the first 3 grades. Now, I know this doesn't affect you, yeah, grades 6, 7, 8, but the duet options are not in the main books. So if you want to buy one of these, you get no duet options at all. You have to buy the extra books to get the duet options. Does it feel like ABRSM are on a money-making exercise here, or what?
Right. I agree.
You agree, do you?
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, they promise all these things. The pieces are getting shorter, the books are getting smaller, and there are less options in the main books.
Yeah.
Right.
So
you have more choice.
So I was thinking that, you know, earlier I was thinking there will be all 10 pieces will be in a single book, but now I think like they have divided like 3 pieces in every book. So that means if I am choosing any 3 pieces, and if all these 3 pieces are, you know, in different books, so that means I have to buy 3 books, or I mean, I don't. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think it's a money making thing now.
The other thing I've noticed in my quick perusal, I only got mine on Friday, I think. Friday afternoon, so I've had it like 2 days. But I've noticed that the pieces, I don't know. In my opinion, well, they've restructured the lists. So there's not like, the A list used to be the Baroque classical, didn't it? Then the B list used to be like the Romantic, and the C was the 20th century stuff. Yeah? Now they've done a technical piece at the beginning. So, for example, in this grade 3, they got the fast stuff at the beginning, like this Innocence by Burgmüller. Yeah, and it's really fast stuff going on at the beginning, all the quick bits. And then in the middle, they do all these sort of romantic, slushy, could often be from the Romantic period, but generally the pieces are of the Romantic sort of style, not necessarily period. Salut d'amour, do you know this one? Yeah, it's quite a famous tune, isn't it? Yeah. And it tends to be the slower, more expressive pieces in the B list. And then the C list comes from like what they call exploring different musical sort of styles. So you can get a lot of the jazzy pieces in the C list or the modern stuff. All right. But I've noticed the whole thing has become a little bit more contemporary. More appealing pieces, maybe. Less of the old sort of standard classical pieces that they used to be. It seems a little bit that way. So, what are your thoughts on the changes in the style of the pieces they offer?
I understand why they're doing it, because they're forcing someone to show their different techniques in each piece, rather than choosing easy pieces rather than what they like or any relevance. But I think it'd be a real shame if they don't keep the Baroque and the classical as well.
Yeah, I mean, generally you'll find a choice of some Baroque or classical somewhere in the book, but you could get away without doing any Baroque music, for example. All right, if you did that Burgmüller, now, that's pretty much romantic, isn't it? Then if you did the Salut d'amour from Elgar, okay, that's right at the end of the Romantic period again. but you could avoid classical and Baroque completely in grade 3, for example. That's appealing maybe to more people, but is that what we need as musicians to sort of develop? What do you think? Do you think it's a good thing that you can get away without doing any Baroque pieces? Or do you think you should have to? Well, you don't like the Baroque pieces anyway.
Well, they're okay. I mean, like, if there's no Baroque pieces, I don't think they can practice their, like, ornaments that well.